Bumblebee is the 6th film in the Transformers series. However, it's a bit different from the others. All of the other Transformers films are directed by Michael Bay. This one is directed by Travis Knight. He did Kubo and the Two Strings. And that was the #1 thing that made me interested in this film. Despite its high 90 score on Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh, the movie has a sort of Iron Giant feel to it in the trailer. Instead of a guy, it's a young girl who finds a robot. He's not super giant, but he's, big enough to scare the American military. And that's what I really was hoping for in this film, and it absolutely delivered. This film is about tragedy, loss, and friendship. It is a simple story about a exiled alien soldier robot person who bonds with a young girl who's going through some small troubles of her own. And the two of them become friends, but it's much more than just sort of, action-y, full of chases and fight scenes. It's also about, moving on and grieving, and I really liked that sort of aspect. The movie is able to balance so many different tonal shifts. It starts off as a literal sci-fi epic, and then it quickly turns into a sort of action movie with a chase scene with John Cena. He plays Burns, not your typical government soldier guy, but he has his own reasons for going after Bumblebee so hard. And then the movie quickly turns into a sort of coming-of-age film. And there's some comedy aspects and a sort of hijinks of, giant robot living in the small town in California. And then it gets serious. And this is one of those movies that manages to balance all of the different aspects perfectly. It's got high-octane action, some of the best action scenes in the Transformers series. I've only seen the first 4 Transformers films, didn't watch the last one. The first Transformers film is pretty solid in my opinion, but the rest of them get so overblown with visual effects, and it's really nice to see the series sort of return to its roots. It goes into a smaller scale story. There's only 2 villains in this, and they go up against Bumblebee, and the movie's more about the characters and the heart of the story rather than, and I really like that aspect. The movie also has solid direction from Travis Knight. The script is pretty tight. However, the movie does have a couple weaknesses. I didn't like how the ending, climax, was basically the same plot as Venom from earlier this year. Also, other than that, though, the movie manages to balance comedy, action. It really raises up the stakes. I really like that. The movie gets more suspenseful as the film goes on. Some truly hilarious moments in the middle. And the movie also makes a great usage of the 80s time period. The music, Charlie, the main character played by Haley Steinfeld, she likes to listen to music to sort of drown out the real world. She also uses the music as a way to help Bumblebee talk because he gets his voice box ripped out in the film's opening. So the movie does manage, it doesn't just take place in the 80s for the hell of it. It actually uses the time period to feel nostalgic, but also use music in an organic way. And I really like that a lot of effort went into this film. It's definitely the best Transformers film probably out of all of them. So I give Bumblebee an 8.5 out of 10.